As chair of the Dutch Foundation, I'm part of Daphne, another great organization under the leadership of Rosa Gallego. And we discuss these issues at a pan-European level. I'm perplexed by the fact that the government, the parliament and the public at large wants transparency to the fullest without a proper analysis of which problems can be solved by transparency. I notice that there is such a fear from their side for scandals, of fraud and of the perception that foundations are self-serving, that there is little room for nuance between types of foundations or size of foundations when transparency is requested. The mantra of transparency has frankly got us to the point where everything must become so transparent that one cannot see anything anymore. Clear as mud is the appropriate English expression. However, I am equally struck by the argument used by foundations unwilling to become more transparent. Arguments like, it's our own money and we are the private sector, are certainly questionable. Transparency is not always functional. With living donors, in particular, there are legitimate concerns about privacy and security in disclosing private wealth. And of course, it can be counterproductive if there is absolute transparency about individual donations to NGOs functioning in a political context that is hostile to the recipients of grants from abroad. But on the other hand, by challenging transparency, we communicate as foundations that we are afraid of publicity and even of the public. We feed the perception that there is something important to hide, which in turn causes an even greater curiosity about who we are. The fact that we want to be opaque causes unfounded generalizations about us. With a government and the general public demanding transparency and the sector inserting question marks, the two sides hold each other hostage. My plea to get out of this catch-22 situation is that we as foundation consider transparency not as something that is forced upon us, but as something we want, we are entitled to. Transparency is an opportunity to enhance the quality, effectiveness and legitimacy of foundations. Through my affiliation with so many NGOs and foundations, I do know what great work is being done, work that is hardly known outside the foundation community. We should take the initiative and demonstrate how we improve the quality and the plurality of our society. As foundations, we should articulate our policies to the outside world and emphasize the positive and unique role we can play instead of trying to defend why we are different and too often fly under the radar screen. We are so involved with issues of compliance that we tend to forget about performance. What we do should be more important than who we are. If we focus on what we do instead of who we are, we can take the sting out of the one-dimensional public discussion about transparency and compliance.